Guys, welcome back to Global Happenings today. We're so excited to have you again. Nigerians have lately been troubled over the issues that are going on in Labour Party because Peter Obi, who is their presidential candidate, is the only person Nigerians are hoping to salvage them from the situation we found ourselves. As at yesterday, Bola Ahmed Tinubu came out as the APC candidate for presidency. Atiku had already been elected as the PDP candidate for 2023 presidential election. And Nigerians are not okay with those choices, some Nigerians. But then Peter Obi had been the only person whom Nigerians have looked at his track record and said is good enough to lead them. But unfortunately, something popped up that actually Labour Party had two factions. And as a few days ago, they conducted their the other faction that Peter Obi is not part of conducted their presidential primaries, and a certain young man by name Ezenwafo, yeah, that's his name, Ezenwafo, came up that he is the presidential aspirant of the Labour Party, the second, faction, which already with that on ground, everything is going to suffer, kind of setback. Peter Obi, at the end of the day, may not come out as the Labour Party presidential aspirant. And that is why right now, a particular group, a pro-Biafran group, have sent a strong message to him and all those delegates that failed Southeast candidates that they should wait for them, that they are going to be given a special treatment. We're going to be looking at what they intend to do to them. But before we continue, if you've not subscribed to our channel, please do well, hit on the red subscribe button and also the bell icon so that you can get notification anytime we publish our videos. A pro-Biafra group, the Movement for the Actualization of Sovereign State of Biafra, MASOB, has vowed to deal with those it called political troublemakers in Igbo land. It listed the People Democratic Party, PDP, and All Progressive Congress, APC, national delegates from the southeast who failed to vote for candidates from the zone in line with the presidential bid of the region as culprits. Also in this category, according to Masob, in the role being played by one Jude Ezenwafo, who claimed to be a factional presidential candidate of the Labour Party, a ticket which former Anambra State Governor Peter Obi has already clinched. Masob, in a statement on Thursday by its National Director of Information, Edisun Samuel, condemned Ezenwafo sponsored hypocritical move, describing him as a huge disappointment and a betrayer of the future interests of Nigerian youths, accusing Ezenwafo of being used by Aso Rock Cabal to create an artificial impression that Obi's Labour Party was factionalized. The group urged him to withdraw from this shameful and sacrilegious act and mission. According to the group, it said, we knew that APC and PDP are afraid of Mr. Peter Obi and his Labour mantra on the populace. That is why they want to use Ezenwafo as a bot tool to frustrate Mr. Peter Obi, because they know that Obi has won the hearts of the youth, women, and good conscience citizens. Mr. Peter Obi will definitely win the presidential election in 2023. The Ezenwafo must learn from his paymasters on stepping down for their kinsmen whom they entrust their political interests. The governor of Sokoto State, Alhaji Tambuwa, stepped down for his brother Atiku Abubakar for him to win the PDP presidential ticket. The Yoruba aspirants in APC presidential election stepped down for their brother Bola Ahmed Tinubu for him to clinch the APC presidential ticket. It also advised Ezenwafo to use his tongue and counter still, because Masop and Igbo will treat him as a saboteur and betrayer of the Igbo nation. Masop then reminded all the PDP and APC delegates from Southeast that went to Abuja collecting money and betrayed their brothers that it has noted their names, adding that what happened to Judas Iscariot in the Bible will happen to you, because the money you collected to betray your land is cursed, and the curses remains with you. It, however, congratulated the former Abia State Governor Onu for his eloquence and gallant speech in defending the rights of Southeast. Ndị Igbos are proud of you, even at the den of our enemies. Ogbonnaya Onu was not intimidated by their numbers or their alliance with other region, Masob has said. This is quite interesting. And interesting in the fact that what Nwafo, or Eze Nwafo, is trying to do is to frustrate the hopes of Nigerians. Nigerians have been looking at Peter Obi as the only person that will salvage the situation that we have found ourselves. But unfortunately, all of a sudden, we heard it was a dual faction that they had in Labour Party. Case was in court. All of a sudden, the other one had to conduct an election, and another presidential aspirant came on board. Everybody was like, what is all of this? Are you guys trying to frustrate us? Peter Obi is the only person seen with capability of solving the problems of this country. He would change the narrative of this country. So what is all of this thing that we are hearing? You know, it was quite troubling. It was quite disturbing for most people. But right now, Masob, which is known as a movement for the actualization of sovereign state of Biafra, have decided to wake up to send a warning to him to stay off that betrayal route that he wants to pass through. Who in Nigeria know this so-called Ezenwafo? Who knows him? He's a nobody, whether we like it or yes. Ezenwafo is an ordinary Nigerian whom we know so well that does not have the capacity to pull Nigeria together to vote for him. We know. But Peter Obi has the capacity. And if he wants the good of this nation, wants the good of, the youth of Nigeria, it is his own place to say, sorry, I don't want to go again. Let me step down for Peter Obi, who has so much good package for the country to go and lead our own people. That is how it should be done. And that's why they are telling him, you better copy the pathway of Governor Tambuwa, who had to step down for Atiku. And also the likes of Akpabio, the likes of Fayemi, the likes of Ibikunle Amosun, who had to step down for his brother, Bola Ahmed Tinubu. That is what we really want. And this other issue of sending threats to those who betrayed the Southeast candidates is one thing I don't understand, because if we have to also tell ourselves the truth, Masob leader, the man who is like Masob leader, talking about Ralph Wazurike, in one way also betrayed these same Southeastern candidates when the likes of Yahaya Bello came to him, and all of a sudden he traded out the whole thing, and they were marching on the street saying we support Yahaya Bello and all of that. That one too was a huge betrayal. But however, I don't want to look at that. Let's look at what they are planning for all those who have deceived Southeast. Not just deceived, they betrayed them, because what they did to them was really out of place. Expectation, I've said this, if you check some of my video, I said this. Expectation was that a chunk of those delegates were going to pick one person and vote for the person, both in PDP and also in APC. But they failed to do that. Why? Everybody was looking at money. Unfortunately, the primaries was dollarized, and because of that, everybody wanted to possibly complete the house he was building, or possibly buy a new car and all of that. And without taking into cognizance that Nigerians are going to suffer for the next 4 years. And right now, Masob said that we have not forgotten about you people. We are going to visit you people. Anyhow, they are going to deal with them, I do not know. But my greatest concern right now is for the person of Ezenwafo to step down, to forget about that thing he's trying to do. Nigerians understand it. Looking at the young man's face, nobody in this country knows him. I don't know him. I don't know, maybe it's just his neighbors that know him, or possibly a few people in the state he's coming out from that knows him. Nobody knows him in the political train. Nobody can say, this man has affected the lives of his community, affected the lives of his people. I don't know. This is the first time in my life I'm seeing him. And I feel most Nigerians will say the same thing. But Peter Obi has the pedigree, have the capacity, have the way without. He has been tested, proven that he has the capacity to change the narrative of Nigerians. He shouldn't stand on the way. I use the opportunity to beg him, please, Oga. No matter what they give to you, you can take the next available flight and leave this country, maybe to the United States of America and stay there if they bought you over. But right now, Peter Obi is the only person that Nigerians are willing to stick their neck for. Don't use party structure to frustrate him. Because if you do it, it may not end well. I'm not sending out anything, but based on what Masob have said, it may not end well because Masob has promised that he should stay off or he will be treated like Judas Iscariot. And we all know the end of Judas Iscariot, that he didn't end well. I'm hopeful that he will take into consideration what Nigerians are saying and decides to step down for Peter Obi. That's where we would like to leave it. Go to our comment section. Let's interact. What do you think? Do you think that Masob have the mind to stop this man from going on with his political career despite